Hey everyone, Vaughn here from tinyhometruck.com. Today's episode is about planning. Before I was able to get started, I knew that planning would be crucial to the smooth construction and development of this truck. When I was in high school, I was in an architecture program for about 2 years. 2 years in a row, I won second in the nation for architecture in the AXO program by the NAACP. So for those of you that don't know, that's the Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics. I don't know if they still do it, but I was a part of that program. So basically you have to win your state and then the region and then the nation. New Orleans was the first year. Houston, I believe, was the second year. And so basically you had to draw the blueprints, but you also had to construct a house. You also had to create a model to scale of whatever you were building. It didn't have to be a house, but I built a house. So I did this in high school and I loved it. And that took me to architecture school at Ohio State. I did not finish at Ohio State. The portfolio process is about 3 years, and mom was like, that's too expensive. You need to come home. Bring your ass home right now. So I came home and I went to DeVry, but the architecture never left me. It's still in my blood to this day. Even as a software engineer, I'm architecting. I knew that planning was going to be crucial to the tiny home truck. At first I started sketching and drawing on my handy dandy moleskin journal, and I use that religiously, by the way. And I started sketching out ideas, things that I wrote down, things that I wanted in my home, right? Things that matter to me. So my speakers, you know, my DJ equipment, my MIDI keyboard, right? I like to make music. I make music, so I that was important. Having quick access to plugs, having a place for my essentials, so my clippers to cut my hair, my toothbrush, my toothpaste, a mirror, you know, all these different things that we use and take for granted in our daily lives. That's what I had to really consider, and I had to design exactly what I wanted to work with my flow and how I operate daily, right? Because I'm all about efficiency, and I want to make sure that I'm working and moving smoothly throughout the tiny home truck. So I did a lot of planning on my moleskin, and then I kind of took it to SketchUp, which is a product by Google. They have a free version. You can go in there and create 3D models. There's a slight learning curve, so if you have some time, just check it out and you know, make mistakes. I always encourage making mistakes because you learn, and sooner or later you'll get it, you'll pick it up, and you'll have a knack for how to create a wall, or how to intersect something, or how to join two objects in Sketch, right? And to create your truck. One thing to help is that you need to know the dimensions of your vehicle. If you don't know the dimensions of your vehicle, find them online, call the manufacturer. You can usually find it online though, or if you have a used vehicle that you're scoping out, that you put a deposit on like I did, you can basically call them and say, hey, how large is the vehicle inside the cargo area? So you can do that, get it to spec, and start working in SketchUp. Now I'm old school, hence, you know, I started out drawing on my moleskin. It helps for me to draw out things with pencil or pen and paper. So SketchUp was cool, but it was an inefficient process for me because it didn't do everything that I wanted it to do. So essentially, I kind of did a hybrid of the drawing on moleskin and the working in SketchUp. And that for me was Illustrator. So, you know, I'm a designer and developer, and I hopped over in Illustrator and I basically set my grid for each grid box is an inch, right? And so each main line separating the grid is 12 inches, right? So each big block was 12 inches, and each micro block in that was, I know I'm confusing you guys. Anyway, I set my grid up to be by inches, so it was easy for me to measure out the width and length of my truck, and then measure out the size of the elements and the furniture and the entire layout. So in this video, you can see that I have laid out my floor plan based on this grid system that I set up, this custom grid system that I set up in Illustrator, which made it super easy. And so working with that, I got everything down pretty much to the inch, sometimes to the half an inch. And you can see from some of these designs that I have the measurements here, and I've literally been following those measurements to map out, you know, what I have right now. I'm not going to show you the truck yet because you guys need to wait for the videos to come. But so far, so good. It has worked. Things have been fitting together like puzzle pieces, and that makes me happy. So when I see two boards line up edge to edge, and you know they're parallel and perpendicular, that makes me happy. I'll let you guys just look at the rest of the photos and drawings, and I'll try to notate anything on the video, but I hope you enjoy this. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. You guys make sure you subscribe. I'm looking for 100 subscribers so I can actually name the channel instead of it being youtube.com/channel/X3P-N-O-8853200Z_. I don't want to do that. I want it to be youtube.com/tinyhometruck. So subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, leave me a comment. I will comment back, I will reply. And anybody who can guess what the next episode will be gets a $25 gift card from me. Leave your comments below. Even have a easy black.